Hi everybody, welcome back to the Always Smiling Faces podcast. Deka, for 2 weeks in a row, get that pint right in the air.
Well, won you now?
Yay!
Get in, man.
Hey, it's a long time since we've got to say that.
I know.
April, I think, was the last
2 weeks in a row.
Back games, which is
It feels good,
I
doesn't
like
it?
it. It feels amazing. Champions League, man. Any bother?
Reckon?
No. No, but it's what a feeling, man. What a feeling.
I know. Before we get going into like the Newcastle United, would you like to tell everyone,
Isn't that
explain
why
your
we're
jumper
here?
to everyone?
Explain me jumper.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't even told you, but I've actually got a Sky T-shirt on underneath, so I've been at work.
I'd rather wear the Sky t-shirt.
So I and it was a bit cold at work today.
All right,
In
okay.
the office, you know, I was walking back and forwards.
So you mugged a sheep on the way.
So I went to the shop and bought a new jumper. Yeah. And it's a really nice jumper, so I don't care what you say.
Sports Direct.
It's got Lonsdale on the back.
That's Ashley one on the back of the phone.
It's normally got like yellow and green lines here and like around there as well.
Listen, I'm not doing the fashion advice of you clips.
Mine's alright, to be fair.
I disagree completely.
What? You not got a blue shirt?
What?
Is he
You
wearing,
got a blue
is he wearing
shirt.
double denim?
I've got a blue
black
shirt.
jeans,
Yeah.
like,
It's not denim.
Of course it's fucking denim.
It is not.
That is a denim shirt.
It's cotton.
Cotton denim look.
Fucking dog
Yes.
cotton.
Yes. So, yeah, let's start talking about the match. It wasn't very bad. Oh, we can't go on like this. So, starting lineup. It wasn't exactly the same as what we used to recently.
The what?
It was.
It was the same as what we used to recently.
Oh, I don't know what you said there. Aye.
So, obviously, Dubravka in goal, who's been performing well the last couple of weeks, and he's carried that on into this week. Is it back three? It's back three, we're classing it as back three now.
Yeah.
Well, we are now because he's listening to the podcast, hasn't he?
He has.
So the fullbacks are doing what they should be doing. So it's a back three.
The fullbacks aren't penned in anymore.
Pending fullbacks.
Penned in.
Oh, I thought you said pending.
Penned in.
Oh!
Oh, fucking hell.
Turning to his own life.
God.
Look at his face. He's fucking what?
It took me like away, mate.
Yeah.
Did anyone else get that?
Everybody else got
no
that.
one else got that.
Everybody else got
The
that.
international break's finished now, lads. Alright. What's going on? How did you
So
not
is the
get
fucking Cricket World Cup. It hasn't stopped you coming dressed like that.
Someone mentioned your shirt last week, like
That's
saying
absolutely
that you
fine.
look like a Woody off Toy Story.
Woody Toy
I
Story.
guarantee I look better than what them did.
Possibly.
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 I definitely know better than you two.
It's a bit mean.
I guarantee that for a fact. For a fact.
But you look better than Mark.
I bet my hoodie.
Absolutely.
bet my hoodie costs more than your jumper.
I didn't care how much it cost, mate.
Just because they're expensive doesn't mean they're very good.
You don't get Chava anyway.
You only got to pull wheelies. Why can't Chavas
Pulling
always
wheelies?
pull mint wheelies? Are they born
Because
with
they've got
it?
a
like
lot of
born with
they've
a
got a lot
talent.
of spare,
Aye.
lot of free time on their hands to
like
practice.
they're absolutely class at pulling wheelies.
That's all they do.
I bet
It's
you
not
the
like they've got a
person
job.
that's got the longest wheelie in the world, the Guinness World Records. I bet it's a Chava. I bet he's from Shields.
It's not a Chava. I know.
He's
who
from
it-
Heaven.
I
You
know
know
who
him.
it is.
How do you know
I
who
know-
he
I
is?
know who it
him.
is.
What, did he grow up with
I
him?
know who it is.
Do you know what I think they do really well? Except steal things.
Allegedly.
It's a simple thing. It's like great.
Riding the bike with no hands. One
Why
guy
on
was
a mobile?
literally eating
No
a kebab,
hands.
on the phone, pedaling away.
Yeah.
I was like, how you doing that?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I love how we got one from a defender to
Practice,
Chavas, but
practice
wheelies.
makes perfect.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like
A bit like our corner
he was like
routines.
that. Honestly, he was pedaling about. He had his phone like that, and he was like, "I need more, mate." And he's pedaling away down the road. What's going on here?
It is kebab.
Well, it was a chips or something like that. I was like, "That's impressive." Like,
Looked like Craig Bellamy.
come to break, you fucked.
How far away was the staffy?
Oh, I didn't see it.
Always got a staffy as well, haven't they?
Probably eating someone in the corner.
It's very stereotypical.
They do. Chavas have a staffy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everyone that's got a staffy is a
It's
chava, but I'm saying every
what it
chava
just,
has a staffy.
that's what it just said to me. Like
That's true.
Shall we get back into the game?
I think that's what they're probably doing,
unchanged side.
Unchanged. From the back to the top.
Yeah, and we expected that, didn't we?
Yeah.
We didn't expect anything
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Going into the game, prediction-wise, I think it was 1-1 for you. Did you say 2-1?
I said
did.
2-1.
You said
2-1, I said
3-1.
3-1. So I guess it right.
Won you now?
So I've got your present for winning.
Oh God.
I haven't really.
I was gonna say, never freaking get any present when anybody else
Because
gets
you're
it
not very
right.
good at guessing, mate. I think this might be the
I
first
think
time.
I've got it right all the last few weeks.
Have you bollocks?
Impossible.
Sure I have.
Bollocks.
Impossible.
You literally said on the
Definitely got a Man United one right.
reaction to the Wolves after the Wolves game. You said we're only going to get 4 points over the next 4 games. We've only got 6,
No,
so you couldn't have got them right.
2, I said, didn't I?
Even worse.
Which I thought was drawing this game and drawing the last one.
Well, there we go.
And we've got 6. Happy
So,
days.
start of the game, I was worried. They looked.
I was very worried.
Yeah, they looked like they were going to grab one early on.
First, well, not just early on, the first 20 to 30 minutes.
Well, I thought the first 3 minutes of the game started really well.
All right, okay.
Then it went drastically downhill fast. We could not handle their runs from midfield.
Their
at
midfield
all.
was absolutely fantastic.
Really good, really good.
Fraser, that little kid that they had in the middle of the park, I kept saying to Adam, I was like, he's unbelievable. He was everywhere.
Who, the little Bellamy kid?
Fraser,
Last kid.
yeah, he was
He's away to
unreal.
Liverpool, advanced talks to Liverpool.
Is he?
Apparently the night on.
All right.
I can't say, I thought he was absolutely outstanding from start to finish. And Phil Billen as well.
For a team that they've struggled to score goals as well, they did look dangerous on the attack. They were similar to us, looking dangerous on the attack, but not really doing much with it when I was getting the final third.
Well, I read a little bit in stuff. Funny enough, I was listening to some their YouTube channels and stuff like that, just to try and understand how they're doing, because I remember they were struggling to stop conceding goals, and they hadn't conceded in the last 3 games, and I was like, they've obviously solved that issue.
Yeah.
But apparently by not conceding as many, they're struggling to score.
Yeah.
Whereas last season they were quite a high scoring team, but they used to always concede.
Yeah.
Whereas I agree with you that they were absolutely cutting ribbons through midfield. Shelby and Hayden didn't have any answer at all. And I thought it was going to be a long afternoon, to be honest.
No, I agree.
Well, they could have scored within minutes of the start. There was where King went down the right-hand side and crossed it across the... pulled it back across
start
the
of
face
the
of the goal.
game, we have a decent chance straight from the kick-off. Hayden kicks it to Fernandez, I think it might have been. Then Fernandez was it Clark? It was Clark Fernandez, one of them. Lumped it forward, and Sam Maxim's ball, he's running at him straight away. And that was the first play. Then from there, the attack leads to the one where they have a chance, and it's basically hit at Dubravka. It's a decent save.
Dubravka save.
Yedlin and the player end up in the net.
That's right, yeah.
And from there...
Was it not Lascelles?
No, it was Yedlin.
it was Yedlin.
Yedlin, was it?
Aye. Then from then, it was just them, wasn't it? Really putting the pressure on.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. As I say, the movement, man, from midfield. I love to see midfield players that are willing to really, off the ball, break the neck to get forward. It's not always about collecting the ball and moving with the ball. It's off the ball.
Yeah, the movement was
You
fantastic.
could see Shelby and Hayden were literally just standing going, that's just too many. It's just too many. And obviously, I know you're saying the Dubravka saved the Yedlin. It wasn't off the line, but he didn't know that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, later on, it's not
That was
long
after they
afterwards,
scored
isn't it?
that, though, wasn't it? They went,
Yeah, it's a different
That was
one, aye.
afterwards.
It's a different one.
That was
Definitely not.
It is,
Was?
aye.
I must watch the day.
It was Fraser.
Wrong. It definitely was before they scored.
No.
No, it's before the scored. It's
before the
It's before the scores, but it's a different chance to the first one where Yedlin and the player end up in the back of the net.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, that
that
one. They scored, and then Fraser gets a chance, and when Yedlin clears it,
No.
we're already one down by then.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think we were. I think it's that chance come before the goal. Because I think it's quite early on.
I believe they might hit the bar after that. Perhaps.
They hit the
Smashed
bar
didn't they? There's a tight angle
as well. Yeah.
Dubravka did a good save on that, to be honest.
But either way, obviously...
They had a hatful of chances. I'm 99% sure that came after they were 1-0 up.
Either way, let's focus on that one. The ball is going out. It does look like it's clearly going out. But Yedlin, he's probably not aware that's going out, and he does well.
He does well, yeah. He does very well. He gets back in the position.
Yeah,
and
he
tries
does,
his
aye.
best well, there's 2 on the line, actually, to be fair. But I think that also typifies Yedlin's performance when you think the one you just mentioned before, the Yedlin ended off in the goal.
I thought he was
In
brilliant.
the net,
Absolutely
yeah.
brilliant.
He cleared one off the line, which he believes in,
Yeah.
and then the next, I know we'll get there, but he's up the other end of the field
Yeah.
doing something else, and he's got his hands full with that Fraser, because Fraser's very quick. I thought Yedlin was brilliant, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, he had an absolutely fantastic game.
So fast.
Not according to Emile.
I know Emile said you struggled
Couldn't
defensively.
believe
I know.
Well, you might struggle defensively, but it doesn't mean that you've had a poor game necessarily. I mean, it's difficult when you've got they're a good side. They are a good side, and as I've mentioned, there's runners from midfield. You've got Fraser, he reminds me loads of a Bellamy. Just game as fuck, just gets at you all the time.
Keep on going.
That's a tough afternoon. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be difficult. But I kept thinking in my head, I was saying, Christ, if Kraft was on, I mean, I feel like I'm knocking him. I've only seen him play 3 or 4 times, but anyway, it would have been a long afternoon, I think, if he had been on.
I've got some apologising to do, to be fair. Like, 'cause I said last season, it was probably a flip of coin between Yedlin and Manquillo.
That was but that was based on how well Manquillo was playing at the end of last season and also in pre-season. We all sat and said the same.
Playing well. He's playing really well, and he looks
we all,
miles ahead of
what
what
always
Manquillo
knew
ever
that
has been.
he was way better going forward. There was never any question about that.
Well, I don't know. I think a lot of people didn't rate him.
A lot of people stated he's crossing, didn't they? So it's all well and good getting up the pitch. It's all well and good getting in the pitch, but you need to do something with it.
It's very frustrating still now. He gets in great areas and he's crossing. It's terrible. It is bad. Like I'm not going to deny that, but hits the first man far too many times. But the energy that he gives you up and down that flank, I mean, you know, what
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I keep thinking of who we are,
yeah.
and I keep thinking, all right, he's not good enough. So who do you want then? Like, you know what I mean? To go next level.
How do you improve?
Yeah, well, I think it's very.
Well, look, that would try to
us.
replace him in the summer with Kraft,
With
and
Kraft, yeah.
he's a lot of crap.
I mean, maybe as well. He's been obviously had this big injury, hasn't he? This groin injury apparently. Been out for like 3 months. Who knows if that was plaguing him?
Yeah,
you know,
possibly.
towards the beginning of last season, he's been playing through it, which then means his performances haven't been.
I thought he was fantastic, start to finish.
He really was, wasn't he? To be fair, I know we spoke about before. He had been out for 7 months or 6 months, and he's come back, and he literally looks like he's never been away.
But he came back. He didn't go to China because he was overweight,
right, yeah.
so he didn't go to China. He had to stay back.
Well, he didn't train, have any pre-season or anything like that, did he? Because he had his operation at the end of the season.
I think the reason was because he was overweight.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason he didn't go. That keep him at home just to lose the extra pounds he put on.
Because he hadn't played for 6
of course.
months.
It's a natural thing, isn't it? It's a natural thing to happen.
Yeah, of course it is.
Because he spends his days off in Costco going around eating all the free food and then buying massive packs of meat.
Is that what you've done?
Allegedly.
No, but I've seen him in there doing
have
that
you?
quite a number of times.
Have you?
With his
Why you never mentioned that before?
The meat will be for his dog.
I did. Told you that the other
Why is he
week.
eating it?
Last time I
Just
seen
like
him.
in his mouth like a bird.
Just throw it out. Eat.
What's his dog called?
Simba.
Buster.
Simba.
Is it Simba?
Simba it is,
Simba the skateboarding dog.
But yeah, did Lascelles go off before their goal?
No,
No, he was still on the pitch.
We should have watched the game all there. No one
no,
can
it is,
remember.
I've watched it a few times.
No,
I
he was still on. He was still on the.
Was
pitch.
he?
Well, in fairness, that was another chance they had, wasn't it? Really, he got in behind and Lascelles did really well.
I hate to say this, but I'm right.
You are right.
So there was definitely the Fraser through on goal cleared off the
he's
line.
made notes, yeah.
Came after them being 1-0 up.
If they're your own notes,
These are from watching
if they're your own notes,
Yes.
I still didn't believe you.
And they had another chance.
No offence.
Even before that as well, which is the one where they hit the crossbar.
Do you know when you're making these notes? Why don't you get them out before we start recording?
Because I know them anyway.
You weren't convinced for yourself. You've had to double check.
Well, I was. I had to just make it like
Double check.
this. That's why I said I was 99% sure. So I went and checked.
100.
I'm not 100%
All right, okay.
Sure. Aye, so the goal though. Might as well get to the goal now.
Yeah. It's a decent finish.
Whoa, let's rewind a
It's
little
a
bit here.
decent
Let's rewind a little bit here.
Where are you taking one?
I'm not going to take us anywhere yet.
All right,
You
okay.
tell me.
Get
You
your
analyse
notes
this
Oh,
corner
it's
goal
gonna
for
be
me.
simple.
Oh, it's going to be Shelby, aye. It's going to be
Shelby,
Shelby.
is it?
I'm not going to possibly comment. You tell
Check
me.
his notes.
You tell me what
Check his
happened.
notes.
I can't actually remember how I lost the ball, to be honest. I can't, so you'll have to enlighten
It
me.
was a corner.
I was going to say, I thought it was a corner, so
corner.
God knows. It's a corner that we're kicking off because it shouldn't have been a corner, if I remember right. Was it a corner? Have we seen it back? Is it a corner? Does anyone know if it was a corner?
I don't know. I was too furious by. Well, I was furious at the time, and I was furious watching it back as well.
So it does come from a corner.
It does come from a corner.
Oh, well, then
So what happens
Get
from-
it, get,
so the
get
corner-
slagging them off, mate. Let's go.
The corner, it's a quick corner where they basically play it to the front post.
Okay.
And who's the man that's yet again standing at the front post?
Is it Diverga?
Yes.
So it's Shelby, is it?
It's Shelby again.
So what does Shelby not do?
Well, Shelby's just in his own little dreamland, as usual. And their player just runs past them. Shelby just goes, oh, hello, probably I should chase after him. But because he's miles away from it, Yedlin comes off the near post and actually goes with the man because he sees him running. It's originally Isaac Hayden's man who's standing in the middle of the goal. So then Hayden also follows after him. But Shelby's just standing there like looking. watching it happen, and then react. So he runs across, gets a plate into him, he turns, knocks it to Fraser, Fraser puts it away.
You think it's
in the near post.
Well, it wasn't even Fraser that scored.
It was Wilson, wasn't it?
Wasn't even Fraser that scored. For starters.
No, sorry, I'm getting confused. With the other shot. Yes.
So is there anyone else to blame?
Has he got that on his notes?
No,
He's
no.
got Fraser on his
Is
notes.
there anyone else to blame, or is it all just Shelby?
He making up ghost scorers again.
Shelby.
That's it. That's all you've got.
No.
Jesus.
Shelby falling asleep on the near post again.
That was it. Right, let me speak. Right. Willems is the problem. He is marking
Willems.
Don't you be slagging my Willems off.
He is marking the guy who scores the goal.
Don't you be
But
slagging my Willems off.
You need to, if you've watched it this many times, how you haven't seen that is unbelievable. I'm going to give you the thing at the front post, right? Who gives? 3 players have went.
What do you mean? Who gives?
No. 3 players have went to one man. First of all, no need for 3 players to.
Yedlin should have stayed on the near post.
Right? That wasn't really the issue. First of all,
only 2 players
it was a fantastic move. Got to give Bournemouth credit. That was a fantastic move.
It was well
the
worth.
finish was unreal. The finish was
Great.
unreal. He had literally the width of the ball to put it in. He put it in.
And he hits it with some force as well. Like
Watch it again, and Willems is marking this guy. He's got a hold of him. Everything's fine. I take the short corner and he goes, and Willems doesn't move anyway. When he realises, bloody hell, they're going to give him the ball, he tries to, and one of their players stands in his way, just blocks him off, and he just runs straight into him, then it's bang, it's a goal. So
But the goal could have been stopped by that point, though, couldn't it?
But
The near post.
If Willems had followed him though, then he wouldn't have a free shot. This guy's had a shot in our penalty box, completely unmarked. I was closer than some of our defenders. There was no one anywhere near him. So you cannot just point the finger at Shelby there. That is nonsense. That is nonsense, Sam. I'm sorry, that's nonsense. He can be part of the problem.
But why has he not learned from the exact same situation last week?
Because it was a completely different. It was a completely
So
different corner.
you're telling me that they
It was a
didn't
completely
play
different
a corner to the near post?
What, short like that? The corner that they scored
Well,
last week.
the other
was
one last
whipped
week, still to
It
the
was
near
whipped in.
post, still to the near post.
Right, and he should have headed it.
So who's
No,
there?
hang on. He should have headed that one last week. No, hang on. He should have headed No, he should have headed last week's. He bottled it. That's a fake crap, right? He should have headed it, but he didn't. He went with his foot. That's completely different from the corner that took.
So falling
They took it
asleep.
to get, no, that's not. That's falling.
Of course it's falling asleep.
It's not. It's about having ball.
It's about...
What do you mean falling asleep?
I'm talking about, this weekend.
Well, that's again, and that's completely different to West Ham. He didn't fall asleep.
No, I still get five goes to the near post, which Shelby's there covering it and doesn't react. The difference
It's
is
just changing it.
it's being switched on and aware of what's happening around him. He's in his own little dreamland, and when you're standing on that front post, you're there to cut off that ball coming across into the near post or picking up somebody that's going to come and run and get a short one. He didn't do either in those 2 games back to back.
I don't think there's. I'm sure that lad comes behind Shelby, so Shelby's looking at the corner taker.
Right.
And he runs.
So if somebody runs past you towards the ball, what would you do?
Well, does he? So
What would you do?
Does he not?
No. You tell me. What would you do?
Probably stand and take my shorts off.
Pretty much what Shelby did.
Right. So does he not run after him at all?
No.
Okay. Right, that's fine.
Which meant that Yedlin,
But Williams is not a blame
Yedlin had to come off the near post.
How did you not see
chasing
Williams then?
Hayden.
How did you not see? I seen it live.
Because I was probably shouting and screaming at Shelby at the time for not picking
Well,
up
you need to
the man at the
broaden your
near
mind a
post.
little bit. You need to watch the game a bit more. Because Williams has the man that scores the goal is marked by Williams.
But if the ball doesn't get to the man on the near post, then it doesn't get to him, regardless of where Williams is.
I can't. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say something here then. If Shelby was marking the guy who scored, I reckon you would have said, Shelby's man, that was.
Nah, I would have picked it up.
Bollocks.
Same thing.
Bollocks. Don't believe you. Right, Kris, how man?
Right, lads.
Did you watch it, Kris? What was your thoughts?
I
on it?
couldn't give a shit. Are we done?
Yeah.
This episode of Mark versus Deka.
I'm not arsed like you're having to go at Shelby, by the way. No, that doesn't bother us.
I
I
wasn't going to have a go at Shelby until you start trying to defend him.
No, that just. But what it is, it was like
Again.
it's that the whole. We don't even know how we even give the corner away. Like
Bleating on about this.
What
you
doesn't
could
matter.
go. You could go that far back. Do you know what I mean? Like
It doesn't matter why you gave a corner away.
well, it does
The
it
fact
cost
is
a
you
goal?
didn't defend it. That's what cost you the goal.
Disagree completely.
Didn't defend it.
And Williams was part
Perhaps
of that.
Williams was part of that problem.
He fucking was.
You ready?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
Definitely?
Let me know in the comments what you think
Alright, okay.
about
So,
Shelby not.
so
covering
we're
the
1-0
near
down,
post.
right? We're 1-0 down. How do you think we're reply to this then?
Well, we didn't for at least another 10 minutes after that, because they continue to have chance after chance.
I don't think we're giving ourselves enough credit in the first half.
We didn't give up,
because it was
heads didn't drop.
Yeah.
We didn't
Let's be honest,
throw the towel in or anything like that.
We still created stuff. We were still trying. We weren't. It wasn't necessarily backs against the wall constantly and getting absolutely battered off them. It wasn't the case.
They were just hitting us on the break and stuff like that with their movement. And I say after they went 1-0 up, they hit the chance where they broke through and they hit the crossbar. Mm-hmm. The other one where it got cleared by not quite off the line. He was probably just inside the 6-yard box. And
so let's focus on our new addition to the table. So those who aren't watching, we've got the Saint, as he's now known on this podcast. We've got the Saint on the table. He's joined her, and he's. I can't get over how good he is.
He's the best player.
The thing that looks fantastic is the fact that
he's lush.
Yes, that as well. So, Eddie Howe, his coaching staff, must have watched that game from the previous week. Must have, right? So it looks like he's got 2 players on him when he's getting the ball. But
well, at times he had 3 and 4 on him.
Still running wild.
That's what's good, is that it doesn't seem to matter. I wouldn't say even in the first 10-15 minutes he was still direct, which I think for a lot of players, I think when you collect the ball and you look up, there's 2 of them. Yeah. You'll end up just going short or go back to whoever. He just can't continue to want to get forward, and he was causing loads of problems. Then his pressure, he should have scored, because he pressurises that guy into the really
he robs him, doesn't he?
Clearance, and then he's away.
I don't know how he actually managed to steal that ball off there, right back, wasn't it?
The ball's in the air and he puts a bit of pressure on
it.
The lad tries to clear it, but he just almost studs it clear, if that makes sense, rather than his actual boot, and he gets it and he's away. Once he's clear, that's it. And it's a funny one. I was talking to my dad about it, and I was saying, last week I personally thought he didn't hit the one against West Ham, the first one-on-one, with enough conviction, enough power. It's almost this one. I'm going to make sure there's no level on this ball.
He absolutely smashes it.
I heard it hit off the crossbar from the Gallagher.
Still shaking now. And what is it?
I don't understand though how he managed to hit the crossbar from there.
Well, I've watched it again.
Because
it rises.
The ball just sits up.
Rises.
It sits up a little bit, and then he obviously kind of gets underneath it. But you're talking about an inch lower, man, hitting off the bar.
The keeper's bang in front of him. He lifts it.
The keeper doesn't move it till it's bounced off the crossbar.
So normally you would expect that ball to probably get dinged over the keeper, but he just wellies that as hard as he can.
It's weird, the way he hits it as well. He kind of.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's
but you're right. You're right. If that's a couple of inches lower, that's underside of the crossbar.
Oh, easy, yeah.
He literally
that
just
goal
needed
looks fantastic from start to finish.
He just needed to open up his body a bit and just bend it.
But then.
But this is what he has tried to do, and this is what Almiron tries to do. So what Deka's saying, he must have just thought, solid.
100%.
I'm hitting this as hard as I can.
He's just trying to hit it as hard as he possibly could.
I'll go back. Something that happens later on, I'll then go back to what I'm saying now in terms of decision making and in terms of what I said he should have done against West Ham. He's tried both the things I think he should have done against West Ham. Both of them didn't work.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. It's difficult. No one wants to score more than him. You could tell how annoyed he was after he was off the pitch.
I don't know. I think Miggy's pushing him close for wanting to score.
Well, yeah, but we'll get onto that as well. But
let's just talk about those two in general. It looks like as a team we're starting to gel a lot more with Saint, Miggy, and Julian on up top. It looks like they're starting to work well together.
It's almost a joy to watch at times, to be honest. Almiron's work rate again on Saturday.
Second to none.
Jesus.
Second to
fantastic,
none.
absolutely fantastic.
Fuck, what a guy, man! The energy he's got is just unbelievable. And again, and I'll repeat myself again, the willingness he's got to get in them areas time after time. He doesn't shy away. So many players would shy away.
Yeah.
I was disappointed he wasn't just popping up and tackling people this week out of nowhere.
Well, there was a few times Yedlin bombed forward. I mean, really bombed on, and he got injured quite a few times. Or I don't know if he really
got back and covered him off and stuff.
Almiron was the one playing right back. You cannot.
He was outstanding.
Not question that guy's attitude.
And then even massively jumping forward here, but there was towards the end of the second half when I think it was Yedlin who was down again.
Yeah.
And he he was out on the touchline with their
Raj.
player and he goes off it because he's down with a head injury.
He-
That just shows you like
Raj back it
When he
out.
kicks
the
him in the
passion
height,
and all of that kind of thing
swipes
that
him,
he's got.
Swipes him out,
Wipes out. We'll get on to that one, but
I love him.
let's focus on our goal. So, just talk through it.
It's again, it comes back to, and this is where we're playing so well from is both sides. We've got full backs and with two wide men are linking up so well with each other.
I'm
down
falling in
both
love
sides.
with that left hand side of the pitch.
So-
with Saint and Willems.
But you've got the same on the other side with Yedlin and Mickey.
But Willems and Saint, like, I think it's the skillfulness of those two on that side.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a left back maybe as comfortable as that.
He just oozes confidence,
he does
doesn't he?
Very, very comfortable on the ball.
Jose Enrique at his
Jose.
Yeah.
at his top is before
They've
that.
got an understanding which honestly, I went. When
It's
I went
came
to the
from-
pre-season game,
from nowhere,
I could see it then because I don't know if it's because they both came in at the same time or something. But
They must have only played about 4 games together though. Four
Haven't
starts.
played
Hasn't played that long.
Yeah.
well, I remember that pre-season friendly when Matty scored that screamer and Saint was just.
But
taking the piss.
he only came on.
No,
Maximo
but-
only came
but-
on for the last.
Aye, but you could tell then both of them played the left hand side.
Yeah, I did.
And they
Linking
were
up
just
well.
taking the piss out of people, man. And I was thinking, hey, there could be something there, but you never know. It's a pre-season game. Obviously, to be fair here, I don't think we would have ever seen this if Richie was fit. If Richie hadn't get injured, I don't think we would have seen that because Richie would have played.
Probably agree with you. Yeah, Willems was the backup one.
No, but you know.
Willems is the backup.
You know what you
100%.
get from Richie because Richie and Miggy were linking up like that
He
back
wouldn't
end of
pass
last
him.
season.
People
with
said
him.
he was in Ashley's pocket, Richie. He wouldn't pass him.
That's
Remember
true.
that?
It's just absolute
That's
nonsense.
true.
No,
that,
but-
wasn't
No, it was,
Yeah.
but it's true.
But ignore the Ashley pun thing. He wasn't passing to him. The amount of times I used to say, he wouldn't give him it down the line. He'd come back inside. I used to always say it. He would never give him the ball. The link up that Willems has got, and also, sorry, we always talk about how good Willems is with the ball. He's composed, blah, blah, blah. Defensively, he's good.
He's
Other
a
than the
unit,
corner,
man, isn't he?
Other than the corner. He's very, very good. Very, very good. Strong as fuck. Strong as out. Knocks people off the ball. And another thing as well, someone put it on Twitter, I know.
Harry Colombo.
Sorry, I apologise. When he clears a ball, it's not like a Dummett clearance or a Clark clearance, is it? There's an intent as well.
tries to play it somewhere.
Yes, every time. Even when he's under the pressure, he'll look and go, well, you're there, and you know what I mean? I'll try and give it to you. Every time he does that. And I think that's brilliant, me, like, to be honest. I really do. Got to sign him for 8 million, like.
So that's the
Gotta do
question
it.
of the week,
Gotta do
and I think it was only 2 weeks ago. And I think it said 30 days. Now, if that contract's there, do you say sign it?
Well, I haven't said that, sorry, I'm saying...
Let's just skip back to a certain Brazilian that we had.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. Now, what I will say is if we have first refusal here, well, you would never do it, would you? You just let it play out. You know, let it
Is
play
there an
out.
option to buy on this one? Does anyone know
yeah.
if there is an option to buy?
because
Yeah,
there's
definitely,
a clause in there.
Do it now. Do it now. I don't care. Just do it now.
Based on
Cans, do it now.
what you've seen, there's
But Kennedy,
You
you're right in
would
what
do
you
it,
said,
but-
mate. You're right in what you said.
you would hope that it just doesn't go that way because he has been
The
fantastic in that
difference with Kennedy, I
partnership. that
think,
he got.
is the price, the 20 million.
Yeah,
This
well,
is what, 6?
Well, 7 or 8 or something, but it doesn't matter. It's under 10.
And I
It's not, is it?
I
Really?
don't
It's
for
not.
1 minute think that you're going to get the attitude issues that you had with Kennedy than that you would with Willems.
No, yeah.
He's obviously he's a lot older as well, so he's got maturity on his side and that kind of thing. But
He's settled into that role so well.
It's a difficult role as well because as a winger, you probably can get away with a lot of stuff. Kennedy got away with a lot of stuff. Like you can just sit there and not track back. Willems hasn't got that luxury.
Yeah, and also, in fairness, he's got Saint ahead of him who...
Yeah,
I mean,
he's not coming back.
He did come back a few times on
No,
Saturday,
he
which
did, he
surprised
did,
me,
yeah,
but go to the point of the other side of the field, Almiron's fucking right back off the time. Saint isn't giving you that. So Willems sometimes has double the work to do, you know what I mean? And then...
and I think that's where you'll get... That'll take him to another level if you start to get that out of him as well.
Another
from
thing
a
we
work
missed,
rate point of
before
view.
the goal, Willems had 2 shots. The first one was really early doors, right in the bottom corner, but the keeper saved it.
Yeah, it was a good shot.
Then we had another one which he saved to like his right, if you like. It was a great shot from. That was after a thingy, and then he broke the bar. Maxim smashed the bar, came back out to play, blah blah. Came to Willems and he just belted it. He's got a great shot on him, and either foot we've noticed. So the Liverpool game proves that. The guy's got it all. Like, to be fair, like
That's what I mean. I think it's a no-brainer right now to sign him up.
It I agree. I do agree. But if we have first refusal, then you let it play out.
Yeah, you let it play out, then sign him.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why not? You're
Why
not
rush
lose.
into it?
Why
Well,
rush
there's,
into it?
there's no need to. There's no point to.
Exactly, yeah. And
He could just be playing for a contract. Let's remember.
well, I was about to say that, yeah, is he? But end of the day, again, I think I said it last week. You've got to credit everyone, the scouts, whoever it was that decided to get him in. Well done, because he's fantastic.
Yeah,
he's absolutely fantastic.
So the goal itself, obviously.
But Almiron,
Yedlin and Miggy just link up fantastically down the right,
again,
and then
going back to what we said, Yedlin's so
He's
far
up,
up the
isn't he?
field.
Yeah.
He's like a fucking winger. You know what I mean? Alongside Almiron. You know?
well, it was at the point where me and Adam were ready to kill the bloke that was sat behind us at the game, at the point where Miggy got the ball on that right hand side, and he turned back in himself and started coming back towards our goal. And the bloke behind was like, where's he going? Why are you coming that way? Get it in. Attack. And he's like, well, and I'm like, and Adam just turned around and went, well, where the fuck do you want him to go? And I was like,
right.
I was just about to say that. Yeah. And then he whipped the ball across the other side of the pitch, obviously to St. Maximum. And what a fantastic first touch.
Touch is great.
He just kills it down, brings it down.
The shot,
and then,
not so much.
and that's it. And he goes for the shot. There's no way that's
a
a cross. It's a
Well,
shot.
Takes a deflection.
It
wouldn't have went that far wide.
But where the fuck does Yedlin come from?
No idea.
It's unbelievable.
No idea.
It's unbelievable.
He's leaping into that like a
what is
gazelle.
going on? How has Yedlin got from where he was, like out on the touchline, to suddenly be flying in through the air, diving header at the far post?
Well, I watched that on Match of the Day a few times, and I watched Goals on Sunday, and Goals on Sunday really slowed it down a lot better. And you're right in what you say, the link up with Almiron that he was doing.
Yeah.
And Almiron gets it, and he is looking, he hasn't really got anywhere to go.
Yeah.
Yedlin makes a mint run forward, which then takes a defender away, which then allows Almiron to cross field it. But then Yedlin obviously rightfully just starts walking back a bit, and then all of a sudden turns
It's
and goes,
just-
"You know this, I'm going to
Nah, go back in."
Unbelievable.
just-
Unbelievable. Desire to be up there, man.
He literally came from nowhere. I was like, how the hell did he got there?
The ball hits the back of the net. Yedlin also hits the back of the net. He's in there.
I'm not surprised the
Speedy goes
comes in.
right? Yedlin's not sure if he's onside. The first thing he does is look over the linesman.
Well, we're
Flags
going
down.
ballistic at
We're
this
going
point. aren't we?
ballistic, but
And then you
VAR ruined it
start-
for me.
Yeah.
Well, this
Ruined it.
is the first moment I've spoke about a few times
We're
today.
witnessing it.
You know, a lot of people used to put on to, oh, it's killed the emotion of the game.
It has.
And I was like, bollocks. The first goal ever that I'd ruined it for me.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
celebrate.
agree.
I
agree.
didn't celebrate.
I celebrated
Oh
it.
no, we celebrated.
We celebrated, but
and then
it was
like, oh.
It was reined in the celebration.
on.
You celebrated. Normally, you'd celebrate that for a good 30
course.
seconds to a minute.
Well, it's because they started walking past, but the
It's the
referee
ref
was still
standing like that,
on
still.
his way like that, and he was like,
Oh, did you
wasn't
think
letting
he was
them
offside?
tick off.
Yeah,
I did.
I did. Yeah,
I
100%.
stood up and went, get in. Sorry, I didn't sit there and go, it's offside. I stood up and was like, yes, get in. I went, he's offside, I think.
100%. I thought he was offside.
And I thought, he's offside. He's
Well,
clearly offside.
I thought it. I don't think he was obviously offside because the linesman didn't make any attempt to flag or
Yes,
anything
but
Well, I
like
think
that.
now-
went like a
But-
bat out of hell. That's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm using like, I'm figuring VAR out in my head, and I'm thinking the linesman keeps his flag down because that's an easy option for him, and lets VAR decide it.
Aye, but if it's that's what I mean. So if he's obviously offside, though,
And
the
from
linesman's
where-
going to
mate,
put his
from
flag
where
up,
we
isn't
are,
he?
The speed that he runs into there and the reaction from the ball, because every single one of them is claiming that he's offside.
As you would expect.
As you
Because he
would,
literally
'cause
goes,
looked
he
offside.
just comes from
He did look
literally
offside.
nowhere.
And me worry for VAR was, it wasn't necessarily, I didn't think for a million years that he was fucking postcode offside.
Yeah.
But I thought,
Well, that's where
his
you would
fucking
see
arm
the
might be,
linesman
or his
standing
knee
there with
might
his-
be. You know, it's how
But
ridiculous
when you
it
see
is.
some of the VAR
Yeah.
things that where people have been off by the big toe and stuff like that,
For
then
him to
it's
get where he
like
got, I thought, shit, he's dreads offside. Something is offside just.
It's especially where he connects with the ball,
Yeah.
because he connects with the
So
ball.
deep,
No
isn't he?
one near him, not a single player.
Absolutely, and I thought, he's probably off. My dad almost hit us. He's not offside, man. Fuck off. And I was like, I think he's off, Dad. I think he's off. And then I really did think, because that actually, he literally stopped still, didn't he?
Yeah, everything stops.
And I
Aye.
was like, he's gonna be offside, but he wasn't.
So you get the double celebration, but that initial
because that was
celebration,
it because we celebrated
that
again
took it
after
away
that,
from
didn't
me.
we?
It was muted.
Took it-
It was
took it
muted,
away from
wasn't
us.
it? Yeah, of course it was. Yeah, of course. It was.
and like I'm the same as you. It's the first time we've got to see it.
See,
It's-
we were celebrating and then turn around the bloke going,
it
that's what he's doing, you dickhead.
It took it away from us. It did.
from me,
It
yeah,
took us
obviously.
that instant reaction away from us.
A bit of humble pie for me, because everyone that used to put that on Twitter, it's ruining the emotion. I think it's fucking talking about it. It's not
Yeah.
It's not a fucking
It's the first time we've witnessed it,
romantic
isn't it, really,
drama.
at St James's?
But then I realised that it does. It did for me. I can only be
I
honest.
didn't feel it like.
Really not.
No.
I didn't
I'm
celebrate.
shocked.
Not until the whole walking back to the centre spot and then like, oh right, is it, isn't it? But then, as I say, then for me it was like, oh, like it was almost as if
horrible feeling,
you
though,
were
innit?
getting to celebrate again.
Well, Yedlin didn't celebrate. Now, I've listened just before you arrived. Actually, I was listening to it on there, and he was saying that He had no idea if the ball went in.
Shut up, man.
He thought he had missed. He said, next thing I knew, I was in the fucking net. And I didn't know if the ball was in or not, but he noticed people run towards him. And then he said, I didn't want to celebrate and look like a dick. Well, I didn't say dick, but to look like an idiot. So I just wanted to see if I was... And he says, obviously, it wasn't great. It was a goal. And happy days. But
was it meant to go?
He didn't even realise it was in. He didn't even think it was in. He thought it went
He
wide.
literally just threw himself at it and hoped for the best,
And
didn't
again, going back to what was said at the very start, his desire, front and back, is amazing, man. He's in one net trying to save a goal. He scored the other one. He's in the other net. That's amazing.
It's another game where it's another defender getting a goal.
And Yedlin gave him a 6. Emil gave him a 6.
Shut up. Emil, what are you playing at, man? A 6? He's probably most people's man of the match, really.
He was outstanding.
Emil hates Yedlin. Bit like Deka and Joe Linton.
So Joe Linton, let's actually
Best
we'll talk about Joe
performance.
Linton. We'll talk about Joe Linton at the end of the podcast. So going in, we'll go 1-1 into half time.
Yep.
We'll come back out and
We didn't want half time to come, by the way.
it was similar.
We were
flying
similar
at that
last
point.
home game.
And Joe Linton had a hell of a chance, you know. He
Yeah.
just started kicking water bottles. With
Aye,
that
did
one.
I?
What a chance.
Did he not
Was
like
that his
save?
chip?
Oh, what did he say?
No, it was second half, man. He
Second
just
half.
blasted
On the
it over
first
top.
half.
Yeah.
He won the ball back straight away early. Williams got to give it to Saints. Comes to Joe. Almiron makes a mint run beyond him. Again,
Almiron's going
Almiron
wild,
was
aye.
getting ahead of him. That then takes that defender slightly away and he goes, oh, mint, I'm on the edge of the box. Have a go.
Hits it, aye.
Bloody worst shot.
With the keeper.
Loads of power, but way over the top. Just shite.
No,
and then
he
Bruce
did
turned around and absolutely belted that. Look at
Was he safe? He says something. Oh, it's like for fuck's sake, Joe, or something daft like that. He says.
It was poor. You can't deny it. I mean, it was poor.
So
Just the
But then
once again,
whole front three just need to fucking relax.
It's another game going into half time at St James Park where you can. I wish it wasn't coming out because we look dangerous.
But for a different reason, because the rest of the weeks we've normally played very, very well in the first half, and like you don't want it to end for that reason.
No,
whereas
I don't think we played badly though.
Well, what he's saying though is the tail.
Yeah,
tails were.
Tails up,
but that's what, like the latter half is because we were up on the rise and really pushing.
Yeah.
That's why you didn't.
I
want to
think,
do it.
like I've said before, I don't think we're giving ourselves enough credit in the first half because we didn't play badly. Bournemouth had a decent first half, and I would probably say we probably equalled to what they were doing.
Nah, I'm not having
Nah,
that. I thought they were.
We had with chances, mate.
don't
We
We
just
did,
go out
but
there.
I think they were much, much better than us for the first 20, 30
I think we're
minutes.
pretty even. Like
I think much better is a bit harsh.
They were like.
Bit harsh.
nah,
Their midfield ran absolutely.
we must have had the
rings
more
round
chances
us.
in the first half. Must have.
Not a chance in
Must
hell.
have.
No.
Not
I
a
reckon.
chance in hell. They're absolutely mullered,
So
man.
you've got Joe Linton's there. You've got Saint Maximums
Off the bar.
They had about
twice.
We
two
had
Saint
about
Maxims.
3 or 4. They
You've
had
got
Williams had a
Williams'
few
2
good
shots.
Yeah, he had 2 good shots.
We've had a decent go in that first half. Like
What I'll say is this year of the team, and this is no offence to anyone's previous regime or anything like that, is we do trade punches with teams a little bit
Yeah.
more, don't we? We trade punches a bit more than what we used to. I think sometimes we would almost sit back and
We look
take
like
all
we're
the
looking-
punches
we
and
look like we're looking for a goal.
one attack, you know.
Well, I think
You know what I mean?
I think that was what Bournemouth ended up doing.
Yeah.
They did what we've probably been guilty of. It's once they then went 1-0 up, as they kind of took their foot off the gas a little bit, which is then when we really started coming back into the game and
I still think
and
you've got
pushing
to
them.
applaud Bruce and the players for the character that they've shown.
Oh,
How many
100%.
times over the years, man, have we went behind in the game and we never
Well,
come
you
back?
never see it.
I said
Yeah,
this in the
yeah.
prediction. So the prediction for the last one, I said I worry if we'll go
Aye,
down.
you did say that, that's right.
I said we need to score first. That's proved that we don't. We look eager.
I mean, it's
It's the-
always
it's
nice
the
to score
first-
first,
Yeah.
but
And is it just because we've had a nice few wins, like on the bounce and stuff like that?
But they're against
coming in
teams
with-
that you go into games, and it's a 50-50 shout. Let's be honest. Like who's going to win that game? And these are the games where a lot of fans have criticised Bruce and said it's all well and good beating Spurs and blah 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 and Man U, but you need to be winning the games.
Well,
the teams around
Bournemouth
you.
are no easy or no
I think
pushover.
Bournemouth are a very good
They're a good team.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I do. I really do. They're unbeaten in the last 4. I think they hadn't conceded a goal in 3. The last game
They just came off the back of beating Man United, which
yeah.
I know everybody
No,
does.
but
But
Man United's only lost 1 in 6, and that's one of them. That's the one that they've lost. I know Man United are great, don't get us wrong, but Bournemouth are a good side. They've got a good
and that's
manager,
why I
a good
thought,
team.
you know, the way that they'd come here, they would throttle we're in, and that's what happened first half. But thankfully, we came through that and really then went on and.
We came back. I was Watford at home. We conceded very early. That shit goal where it deflected to him and Scott Hughes right in his path. And we came back. Shaw scored 1-1. We drew that game obviously, but we have shown a little bit of.
When was the
character
last time?
in
Was
some
it?
games.
Did we go down against Everton? Did Everton take the lead? They did, didn't they? Everton took the lead last season.
Oh, last season.
I think that's probably the last time Everton took the lead.
Oh, God.
There's a few times we did it under Rafa.
So I was late for
Well,
that.
That's when you first started to see that happening again.
Because we hadn't. There was a long period of time where we hadn't come from behind against Rafa, and I actually said it at work, and we did that game. We came back, and I was like, "Fuck it."
I don't think it was just Rafa. I think it was for the last three managers. To be honest with you,
like the first time they've never come back from like 25 games.
Yeah,
Went behind.
it was a daft start like that.
And then we nailed it.
I'm sure it was Everton. I'm sure we definitely came back against Everton.
Might
I'm sure
have
they
been.
took the lead. Did Man City not take the lead as well? We beat Man City.
No, it was 1-0.
No, we won 1-0.
We
Was it
had
1-0? Was it? All right.
But it was
Definitely didn't take the lead then.
It was something like that
Richie
though.
done it?
You know, sorry.
Richie?
It was a penalty when Longstaff won the pen, and I think Richie scored it.
But yeah, second half. We come out and once again.
Start flying at them.
Aye.
Well, I thought the reason why I thought we were very, very good the second half. Honestly, I thought Shelby in the second half really
improved.
Really ran it. I thought he ran the midfield a lot better. His work rate was a lot better as well.
There was a time in the first half where I'm not sure who picked the ball up, but he just literally ran a full circle around Shelby. He picked the ball up, went back and ran around, and Shelby's just watching him and going, "What is going on here?"
Awful that. It was like a kid against a
dad.
You know,
he just picked the ball up and just walked around
he did, yeah,
full circle.
Totally right.
And the thing is that's what you expect to get from
if
Shelby,
I think about Shelby, that's the sort of thing
Yeah.
I think of him. Unfortunately, it's not right, but that is how if he was to leave tomorrow, that's probably how I'll remember his Newcastle career, like that sort of thing. But second half, what Deka said, he upped his game.
He really did.
He did. And
him and
Hayden as well. Hayden was
yeah.
decent as well. Well, Hayden was decent throughout, I would say.
Very, very quickly, sorry about Hayden. I don't know if you remember in the first half where it was exactly the same moment where he could have went in for the ball for a tackle.
Did he stop?
And he stopped
I
dead.
said that.
He
I
stopped
said
dead.
that.
Dolly would
Said that
Lad behind me was going, "Oh man, get stuck in, man!" But then someone behind him went, "He got sent off last week for it, man."
So I went, he's pulled out of that tackle because he got sent off.
Yeah. And he's obviously seen Longstaff's, all the rest of it.
But that is the bullshit that is.
No, I agree with you,
is it brought into the game because
I agree.
you cannot have your midfielders pulling out of tackles.
I mean, the good thing is
for fear of that.
Nothing happened. Like, you know, what I mean, it didn't need a goal. Nothing happened. But I agree with you. But when he stopped dead, and I thought he would have went in there.
100%. And that's, I've said it for the last God knows how many weeks. It's resulted in red cards, but that's what I want to see me midfielders doing.
I agree.
You want to see them trying to win balls and winning tackles.
I agree with you completely, but I will applaud Hayden for having, in that split second moment, to have the mindset of, shit, I can't go for that. Very good. I actually thought Hayden was quite quiet, to be honest with you. Maybe that's a good thing. You know.
No, I think it was a game where it was quite quiet, but I thought
the second half I thought were really, really good. Come out really, really well. Every single one of them bled for that shirt in that second half.
Yeah.
And at times them were really sending bombs into the box, and without any shadow of a doubt, Fernandez was, for me, brilliant. He was unbelievable, man. He was the whole game was but the second half especially, he was absolutely outstanding.
So firing through the second half, because we've got on quite a bit. We used to argue in our Shelby for the first half.
I wasn't the same arguing with me.
But yeah, it's
fantastic goal for the second one, wasn't it? What a beautifully well worked.
So have we figured out?
To West Ham? Was that the same goal?
Have we figured out who scores this goal?
It's Fernandez, I think.
Because Clark
does not get a touch on that. Like,
you see Fernandez tweet today.
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah.
In that angle, Clark doesn't touch that.
It's weird because to be fair, even Fetty's bloody header is piss poor. The way he just nods it down, doesn't he?
But
and then
did you see it was identical to the West Ham game?
Yeah. Well,
the same people.
Short
two players waiting as well.
Saint first, and then
Yeah,
Saint
to
to
Williams,
and then the same. The reason, the reckon I watch on goals on Sunday. If you see, Almiron did amazing. Almiron standing on the edge of the box, and then when it gets to Williams, Almiron peels around the back post to take someone away. But as you see, Fernandez said I wasn't great, but I don't think Clark touched it. In real time, I thought he did.
Yeah,
but when
I did. Yeah.
Well, he swings at it, but he just completely misses it. Literally, the ball just trickles into the back of the net, doesn't it?
He just falls over, didn't he?
Pretty much.
The momentum takes him down. But I thought we deserved that. Honestly, I did. I thought we were really good. And then to come on to Joe Linton, I said the week before was probably his best game. I think that was his best game.
Do you know what it is? There was times in that game where he was still isolated, and he was still bringing the ball down, bringing other players in.
And this is the point I wanted to make. The guy can be a target, man. He can. He had two on him at one stage.
He couldn't fucking win a header 2 weeks ago, could he?
No.
Never won a header.
Because you're saying he should be a
Never
left
won a
winger,
header.
man. You were saying fucking left
I didn't
winger.
say he
Yes,
should be
you
a
did.
leg winger.
You were saying he's not a target man. He should be left winger.
He's not a target man.
Well, he's fucking pulled up.
100% not a
He
target
done
man.
well. He did do
was
well against
battling into
Bournemouth.
players. He was holding it up. He was coming out with the ball. There was 2 and
When
3.
the ball was getting pumped up for him to try and win a header, he wasn't getting anywhere near it.
He never does.
When it was coming short into his chest and stuff like that, or coming short and winning it,
Yeah.
100% he was getting it that
When
way.
I was having problems with him was their moments. His chest in the bar, it was like a brick wall, man. It was just coming back off him. And he put himself about. He ran himself into the ground.
Yeah.
Into the ground that day. He really, really did. Honestly, I thought he was fabulous. Honestly,
Yeah.
He had a really.
I just wanted to
really-
slag him off more, so he just keeps
two
playing like this.
unreal chances. One when he tried to lob the keeper, not really much more he could do. He was sharp.
Nah.
No,
from
the
that.
keeper's very good. What he does
Keeper
there. Keeper closes him down.
He comes
really
out very
quick.
fast and he
He
gets
does,
up well and just gets a hand on
The
it.
second one, I think he should definitely score. He does amazing to hold the lad off.
Should
in
at least
box.
hit the target,
And he
like.
tries to bend it round. He does hit the target just straight at the keeper. It's
Oh, you
power.
were talking about the one second up because he has that other one earlier on, doesn't
The
he?
keeper goes out to us. He tries to start it obviously around him into the corner. I get what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
But you cannot take his performance was really.
He was
good.
brilliant.
His hold-up play was
Fantastic.
amazing, absolutely amazing. Bringing players into play from the wide areas.
Because there's times in the second half where he was winning the ball, and every time he was winning it, I was looking to see where the other players were, and they were probably just borderline halfway line.
Yeah, never knew,
and
wasn't
he was towards their box,
Yeah.
and he was winning the ball, bringing other players in.
Yeah.
And
It's a tough ask. I
It is.
appreciate
Oh,
it's
it's
a
really
tough
hard.
ask.
It's probably the hardest job on the pitch.
But I think when he gets a bit pissed off, because he looked really pissed off at times, I think with decisions from the referee, because it was the worst referee
The
display I've
referee
ever
was
seen.
shocking.
We'll talk about him later
And I
on.
think, honestly, I think that was, in terms of really like rolling up your sleeves and giving it, I thought that was his best performance for me.
So
He
Almiron,
was excellent.
he gets his chance.
Well, fuck me. I don't know if it come before or after, but I have to say when Saint done them 5 players, it was one of the
It was
best.
before that, yeah.
Was
yeah.
that
Well
was
before
fun.
that.
But then when he gets put over the top,
Yeah.
Shelby's ball is amazing
Yeah.
to get him on his way. Going back to what I said in the first bit about Maxim, a lot of people said he should have went round the West Ham goalkeeper. Just go round him. Well, he tried this one. He tried
Yeah,
to
he
go round him.
tried.
Again, the keeper done mint, man.
Well,
Yeah.
watching that at the time, I thought that was a blatant penalty.
Really?
I
He
was
jumps it.
furious,
Jumps it, didn't he?
furious about it. Like, because he
He was.
just
He was going
goes
wild.
straight into the hands. But
When do you think the ball
it wasn't until
the ball went, the moved? It was obvious.
it wasn't until you're there seeing it back is the keeper actually does well to get a hand to it.
Yeah.
Then, again, credit Almiron for being up there with
Yeah.
him, because Joe's nowhere to be seen. But that's not his fault. He's not as fast as Max. But then,
He can't buy a goal,
Where
can he?
does this look come from, man?
So normally we say Almiron's shots are quite... They lack power. Let's be honest with that.
Almiron must go home to his house every day and just get that mirror down, smash it. There's it's bad luck.
So
Black cat, I'll kick that.
the ball rolls out to him, and he hits that, doesn't he? He hits it.
well, he doesn't smash it because there's no keeper
He
there.
does not, he's just trying to-
place it, you know what I mean? Which is the right
But
idea.
it's Saint.
There's been a bit of criticism on that, which I think is a bit unfair because the people are saying it was an open goal.
It's not.
It's not an
open
open
Free
goal.
kick in front of him, technically, because Saint's one of them.
There's that, and
Two on
they've
the
got
line.
the two
Yeah.
practically on the
Goal.
line. But people are actually
Of course they will.
saying that he's missed an open goal.
Nah, he hasn't.
I'm going to be
He's-
honest. One thing I'll say, I'm not that bothered he missed, to be honest with you. It is what it is. I was surprised he didn't take a touch.
I was. He had loads of time.
And then go, okay, right. what
But the
am I-
thing is,
But-
he's running onto that ball,
Yeah, I know.
isn't he?
I
would do-
And it's
we would do the same.
you're
You hit it, don't you?
I'm hitting this
Hey,
because
when
it's sitting up nicely for him. He's bang on straight in front of
Did
goal.
you see that smile afterwards as well?
That's what I wanted to come back
He
to.
smiles.
Was I thought...
Because
I
he's
love him
just
that he
thinking
smiled
like
and
he's
thought,
thinking,
"There it is."
what the fuck do I have to
So
do?
he
to
hits
score
it
a
and he
goal?
starts
It's-
moving. Then he just looks over and he just
He's
got this
like-
biggest grin on his
Yeah,
face,
I
like,
loved it, mate.
why me?
Yeah.
Like, why me?
Yeah, you're right. It was but again, though, I have to credit Saint so much, man. He gets in front of their defender, and he's so explosive, isn't he? Like
He's
when
changed this around, hasn't he?
He really has. He's changed me completely. If he was
I
still
don't know
injured,
how he like manages to like when those balls are coming over. How he just
I don't-
manages to either get his
So-
foot
so
on it or
there's
his
two.
head on
He
it or
does really
something
well.
like that.
There's
He's
two
just-
which are almost identical, just on different sides of the pitch. So he gets one and the referee blows for a free kick.
Oh, that
It's a
was
50-50 chance.
ridiculous.
The player just jumps in front of him
Absolutely
just
see
before
how
he's hit the ball.
fast he turned
Ridiculous.
that ground. That guy at about 40 yards.
Ridiculous.
He just steamrolled him. Then
Pathetic.
Almiron again was
Yeah.
the one.
Absolutely.
Was away. Miggy was away.
Yeah.
Well, there was a bit where the referee pulled it up because Miggy had fouled one of their players, who was about 6'7" and 17 stone, but Miggy fouled him.
Well, the same thing happened in the corner when Saint did
Pathetic.
Shawn Michaels. You know how break kid?
Yeah,
leap
aye.
up? That one's
Ridiculous.
if
Absolutely
anything,
ridiculous.
He's dragging him down,
Yeah.
and he gives it against him. He was
So
terrible.
that one gets one for a free kick. The next one is the one where he gets through. And
Miggy.
where Sam Maximum gets through. He's on the left-hand side. That's where it's Shelby's ball, that one, where it bounces.
That's the one with
Then,
the shoulder.
that's what I'm talking
sorry,
about. But that one comes just first.
Yeah.
They're almost identical. He's shoulder to shoulder, and he just works his way around him.
Yeah.
It's almost identical at that side of the pitch, and the refs blew for one of them. Let the next one go.
Would it be nice if you had a fell down saying it in the box there, because it was a very close, wasn't it? You realise that the defender then goes for you, beat his arm. I don't want to touch you in here, like.
But it's
he's not the one thing I love about. I've mentioned so many times. He's not a diver, is he?
Nah.
For being a foreign kid, and he's all about flair. He takes, you know what I mean. He's not willing to just like Almiron. We've seen Almiron dive how many times? Saying, even when you probably think, he could probably go down there, he won't. He'll brush them off and go, no, I'm not going. You know what I mean? I just love him.
He's strong.
And the run when he went past 5 of them was just.
I've got
many times.
I've got no idea how he came up with that ball.
Do you know what it is? I'm excited to see these front three.
I was
progress.
excited all week, mate, to go to the match. Do you think they're saying?
Like,
I was in bed the day before going, that's what you're I can't wait to see Saint tomorrow.
I'm just like, I honestly think I might be getting ahead of myself, but I think these front three could be fantastic together if they start scoring.
You know,
we just need one goal.
I couldn't care less if they score or not, because what they are doing is creating chances for them, for each other, for the team, and stuff like that.
I think we're this one goal away from it clicking.
When one of them scores, that is the floodgates.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm not that confident. Like,
fantastic!
It has to be, man.
The fantastic.
No, the thing, the reason why I want them to score is to shut every other fucker up.
Yeah.
As it were today, and I had some Rangers fan, Andy, if you're watching, prick. He pulled us today and just banging on about straight away, Mickey, shite, what a waste of money, Joe's this. And I just feel like I'm defending myself or them all of the time.
It's easy it's easy for someone from the outside to look at it and just look solely at stats. We watch the games, we're watching the full 90 minutes, and we're seeing what they're bringing. And we're not looking at a bit of paper.
Everyone just has a go at him, and I'm like, but you're not seeing what he does. You know what I mean?
Look at that first goal. Almiron will not get an assist for that goal, but 100% he made that goal.
He makes it. Of course he does.
But he doesn't get a little tick on a bit of paper that says he played the final pass.
Well, that's why I tweeted Downey, because Downey was kicking off. So every tweet was a negative one about the shit and I haven't scored.
Oh, there's a question about Downey. So we'll get on the question answers, okay?
All right, okay.
Right.
Anything else happen now?
Whoa, we nearly blew it at the end.
What a chance.
Oh, yeah, hi.
He bottled it.
God knows how he's missed that.
Shit myself.
God knows how he's missed it.
If you watch it back, he knows the post there.
Yeah.
He goes in, he goes, oh, fuck, it's the post. And he just bottles it.
It's a free header at that back post.
Also, I know when we're back,
stays out.
that's a cynical foul on the cells that gets him injured.
Oh,
that push in the back.
Absolutely, yeah. And that was
that's
like
a yellow card all day long.
That was in the first few minutes.
Yeah.
Was number 7 was that King number 7?
Number 7 is King.
He was a good player, he's a good player, isn't he? It's him that did it though, right? I think it was him, but he's a good player.
Yeah, it was, sorry.
He's a good player. Much better than I thought he was.
So,
he's excellent.
If you've got to pick man of the match before we go, start Mark.
There you go.
So we had 3 different ones last week. Miggy? Okay, that too. Mine was after the game.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Instant reaction.
God, can you got one?
I'm going Yedlin. After watching it back.
I was going to say Yedlin. I thought, say you.
After looking at back, Yedlin.
Them two for me were.
So you've got to be someone else that gets some special mention on this one. It's got to be Joel
Fernandez.
I know you really want to say a Saint. You really want to say Saint.
Even when he doesn't play, I'm going to say his mother. No, I'll say Fernandez.
Fernandez. I thought he was fantastic.
And that's not taking anything away from Joe or Saint, to be fair. Them two were outstanding. But Fernandez.
Special mention of Dummick.
No, it's
done well.
He did. Hey, you have to give them credit, you know. We lost with Captain, had to reshuffle the bat again. Yeah. Clark had to go to centre half. That's not easy, you know, mid-game to do that. It's not easy at all.
I actually thought the first half, I thought Saint Maximin was a bit quiet because they were obviously doubling up on stuff like that, and because their midfield was playing so well. But it's not bad, but then second half, he just flying.
He's amazing. I love him. Honestly, I just love him so much.
Told you, man.
I want to go and buy the shirt and get the name on the back, but I cannot bring myself to do it. I just can't do it.
Told you.
Because of the shirt.
He's the greatest player in the world.
He is the greatest player in the world.
I can't believe we've got him. I can't believe he's here, to be honest with you. Like,
I know why we've got him.
Did you hear what
He
Mark?
can't score goals.
Did you hear what Mark Douglas said on the Chronicle podcast, saying that he thinks he's better than Ben Arthur? So
Yeah,
he's done
yeah, I
more,
heard
he's done
that.
more than what Ben Arthur.
Of course he fucking is. I'm sick of telling you it's Ben Arthur
Thanks
shit.
to Guillermo McClure, thanks to Geordie Griffiths for sponsoring the podcast. We'll see you next for the question and answers. Bye.
Well, what you know?